Cookeville. It's Jason and Sheila here. We're in the beautiful Willow Window Studios. If you're watching on Hub Plus, just take a look at how awesome these Willow Window Studios are, and the showroom there, showing off some doors and windows and things like that. And so we're here in the studio. It is 6:04. Good morning, Sheila Scruggs.
Good morning, Jason and everyone. High today will get to the mid 60s, and it will be sunny skies. 38 right now, so starting out just a little chilly.
Yeah, it's blackberry winter.
There you go, naming all those winters. We go through a lot in Tennessee, though.
Yeah, we got a lot of winters.
We do.
And then Cotton Britches winter be here before you know it, and we'll be done with this.
We can only hope.
April 29th, we'll be done with it.
All right. We got good guests coming up, too.
Yeah, who's that?
Johnny Wheeler and Ann Austin. They're going to talk about the Juneteenth pageant.
Okay.
And Hope Vargas at 7:30. Jackson County Chamber of Commerce.
All right, that is good.
Yeah.
A few things that you need to know. Talked to Steve Taboo yesterday, the River, and he just wanted to make sure everybody knows that the big drone show is Friday night. It's 500 drones. They go up in the sky. They light up. They form scenes. And it's the story of the resurrection. And you can hear the soundtrack right here on 107.7. It'll be called Grace FM by then. Might as well start calling it that now. But it's going to be really neat. If you've never seen a drone show before.
And I think most of us haven't.
No, the only one I've seen is like on TV or YouTube. And they're awesome. And so you can see it pretty much from anywhere on Interstate Drive or the fairgrounds area. He said as long as you can see the cross, you can see it. But the best view will be on that side of the cross. Mm-hmm. So, and if you can't be down there, we'll be broadcasting it live on Hub Plus as well. So you can watch the drone show Friday night live. And hear the soundtrack there, as well as 98.5 Kiss FM and 107.7 Grace FM. So Steve wanted me to make sure I reminded everybody about the drone show.
And it starts at 8. Did you say that?
8 p.m., yep.
I'm excited about that.
Oh, me too. It's going to be great.
Yeah. Well, All Good Diner has their burger challenge.
Yeah.
And I mean, huge burger.
Absolutely.
A guy named Joe completed it.
What?
Yeah. The challenge consists of a huge bacon cheeseburger topped with lettuce, tomato, pickle, onions, mayo, ketchup, mustard, served with a side of fries and a side of tater tots. They have to finish all of that within 40 minutes. I'm telling you, that's a lot.
Man, that makes my stomach hurt just thinking about it.
Winners receive the $30 meal for free, a $50 gift card, the picture on their wall of fame at All Good Diner, free t-shirt, and a free $75 value local tow from Rush Towing. Losers go on the wall of shame, but Joe's no loser.
No.
Congratulations, Joe.
Mark your calendars for May 24th. Granville is celebrating the 100th anniversary of Uncle Jimmy Thompson's performance on the Grand Ole Opry, and sponsoring the Old Time Fiddlers National Competition and hosting one of Tennessee's largest car shows. It's going to be a big day in Granville, the 26th Annual Heritage Day, May 24th, coming up in Granville. It's always good to have an excuse to go to Granville and hang out there and have some Granville fun.
Granville is fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's tiny, but the way they've got it fixed up and that old store down there, it's just, it's like stepping back in time.
Yeah, it's really cool. And then Wildwood just right down the road, too.
Yes.
That's some good eating.
Oh, all of it.
If you hadn't been there, if you hadn't been to their restaurant, it's just good eating.
Yeah, it's great time. Well, I want to say congratulations to Brandon Smith.
What did Brandon do this time?
Well, he was recognized.
What that old Brandon do?
He's such a good representation of this area right here, the Cookeville area, and he is with Emergency Management Association.
EMA, yeah.
Okay, so we're proud of him because he was recognized at the Bristol Motor Speedway race for all his work he did with Hurricane Helene.
Oh, that's great.
Because he went to East Tennessee.
He deserves it.
And he really spearheaded them using Bristol Motor Speedway to pack all the supplies and gather things. And he was like in charge of setting all that up.
That cat, man, he's such a good dude. If anybody deserves stuff like that, it's him for sure, man.
And I'm
so proud of him.
I'm like, we need like hundreds of Brandons. Because, I mean, there's his work ethic, his heart. And I just thought, of course he should have been recognized for that.
I totally agree.
So making this area look good and then helping people in our state.
Coming up, it's the third annual Calf Killer River and State Park Cleanup. It's coming up Saturday, May 3rd from 9 to 1. Burgess Falls, Calf Killer, Rock Island. So if that's something you want to be involved with, you can look them up through Tennessee State Parks. And you can sign up that way, or they've got plenty. I've seen it several times on the Facebooks and the Twitters and the Instagrams. So you can go over there for the third annual Calf Killer River and State Park cleanup.
Well, this month, April, is Child Abuse Prevention Month. So if you see the pinwheels, the blue pinwheels on the square or anywhere, or blue ribbon, it's for Child Abuse Prevention Month. And it's something we're doing in Putnam County. Hashtag Pass the Pinwheel Putnam. So you can post a photo of yourself either wearing blue, having one of the pinwheels, and just use that hashtag Pass the Pinwheel Putnam, and you'll be entered into a drawing for a gift from the Imagine Foundry, Power of Putnam, the Stevens Center, and Upper Cumberland Council on Children and Youth. So a lot of folks and Volunteer Behavioral Health, they're getting together to try to make awareness for child abuse and how to prevent it.
Street closure today. This will be a big one for you. A section of West Broad Street between Church Avenue and South Walnut Avenue will be closed today. They're removing brick from a building's exterior facade. My guess is that part that fell off, they're going to go ahead and finish taking that off today. The closure starts at 7, so here in about 45 minutes or so, trucks will be blocking the entrance to that section of the street. So pretty much from the intersection there where the post office and CPAC is, down past they still call it the Regions Bank building.
Well, I do, and you do.
But down past to that little alley.
Yeah.
Is where that'll be. Does that alley have a name? Is that Church Avenue?
Yeah, I think
that little alley is.
I think it is. It's right in that area.
I didn't realize it was a real road.
Yeah. It is. Well, I mean, yeah.
Well, I don't know it was a named road.
But it does look like a little alley. But yeah,
it's a little alley.
Mm-hmm.
Church Alley.
Church Alley.
Smoked my first cigarette in that little alley.
On Church Alley, of all places.
Snuck out of church, me and my buddy Greg.
Snuck out of church on Church Alley. Maybe that's why it was called Church Alley.
And smoked my very first cigarette right there in that alley.
That's where it all started.
Hiding from my mom and dad.
But Mama knows, like Shenandoah says.
Well,
in the song.
she could smell.
Yeah.
That's one of the things when you're a kid you don't take into account.
Yeah. Got in trouble, didn't you?
Yeah. I did, but that was the first place for me right there.
A lot of construction going on. I know on Willow, too, right in front of AutoZone and Staples in that area. It was really, really slow. They had one lane closed.
Oh, my gosh. It was awful yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was like...
You got caught up in it.
And here's the deal. When they see a lane closure, people wait till the last minute to try to get over, and then that bogs the traffic. And that's what was happening. People were just flying past, all of us paying attention and being in the correct lane.
I totally cheated the whole system there.
I knew then coming back, I took back road, like the side roads and stuff. Yeah.
Coming back, I was driving down Jackson, and I'd forgotten. Yeah. Oh gosh, all that's going on. Yeah. Lord have mercy. Mm-hmm. So I pull off there, and I go like you go in that shopping center there. There were the cellular accessories and all that. Then I went to the bank parking lot, went behind the bank, went down into that other shopping center where like Honey Baked Ham is.
Right.
Behind McDonald's. Then took a ride on Willow.
Look at you.
Free and clear.
Oh, my goodness.
Now, no, you shouldn't be doing that.
Right. I was going to say, don't do as Jason does. Do as Jason says.
Let me say, you shouldn't be doing that. But I did, and I apologize.
But you would do it again.
Well, yeah, I just want everybody else doing it, because then all that would be clogged up.
Here you are with your big mouth telling everybody.
Well, just don't do it.
Don't do it. Save it for Jason.
I did it yesterday. It's not worth it, okay?
Yeah, take those side roads. Take those side roads.
Absolutely. Your 2 cents coming up here in just a little bit. It's brought to you by our friends at Freedom Pond. Freedom Pond. They're located at 49 Mayberry Street in Sparta.
If your salary was a movie title, what would it be? Well, instead of Down and Out in Beverly Hills, Down and Out in Cookeville.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll have to think on that.
Yeah. I'm sure we have some good ones. I haven't checked yet. But, I mean, we have some very smart listeners that have some great comments. So we'll get into that next.
6:16 now on Good Morning Cookeville. We're live in the Willow Window Studio. Hang out with us. We'll be right back.
Hey guys, Ron Crane here from Dependable Auto Sales and Service. Also Colonial Automotive, towing, rentals, we've got it all. Guys, if it's automotive, even if you need body work, if you've been in a wreck or something, please let us know. 931-526-7355. That's 931-526-SELL, S-E-L-L, 24/7 at dasautosales.com. That's dasautosales.com. And we're located 1575 Interstate Drive, the only car dealership on the left on Restaurant Row. Please come see us at any time. Thanks, guys.
Take a listen to what customers say about Dennis Bynum's H2O Water Biz.
My name's AJ Donadio. I spoke with Dennis Bynum. He's a good friend of mine, and we decided to put an H2O Water Biz system in our house because, well, we like good water. I like it, my wife likes it, my dogs like it, and that's kind of a big deal. We went next door and pulled some water off of the tap and compared it to ours, and immediately you can smell the difference in the water.
Dennis Bynum's H2O Water Biz. 931-575-8966.
Discover unbeatable value at Freedom Pond, your ultimate one-stop shop. Conveniently located at 49 Mayberry Street in Sparta, we offer a vast selection of guns, ammo, knives, instruments, cameras, game systems, jewelry, tools, kayaks, trailers, and more. Whether you're buying, selling, or trading, our expert team is here to help. We're now open on Mondays, so visit Freedom Pond Monday through Saturday. Come see us and experience the difference. Freedom Pond, the friendliest and cleanest pawn shop in the Upper Cumberland.
Did you know that all of our stations have some great half-price Upper Cumberland deals? You're supporting local businesses and getting great savings at the same time.
Businesses like Fog Light Food House, CG's Boutique, The Exceptional Bean, Fire and Vine Restaurant and Rooftop Bar, and the Royal House of Cheese.
Visit any of the Cookeville Communications station websites for more information or to purchase a half-price gift card.
The following heartwarming yet informative scene is brought to you by Trust and Will.
Son, your grandpa and I used to work on this car together, and when I'm gone, I want you to have it.
Wow. Thanks, Dad.
doesn't count. What you need is a will. Luckily, Trust and Will makes it easy. Designed by attorneys, but customized by you, you can easily create a state-specific, legally valid document that actually counts. Now, let's let the engine do the talking, am I right? Start your will at trustandwill.com. Use offer code COUNT for 20% off and make it count. Trust and Will is an online estate planning service. For details, see trustandwill.com.
It's tax season. By now, we're all a bit tired of numbers, but here's one you need to hear. $16.5 billion. That's how much money in refunds the IRS flagged for possible identity fraud last year. Now, here's a good number, $100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed. Save up to 40% in your first year with promo code CLAY. Visit LifeLock.com. That's LifeLock.com, promo code CLAY. Terms apply.
1077 and 1400, The Hub. Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila. Good morning, Cookeville.
Good morning, Cookeville. We're Jason and Sheila. We're here in the Willow Window Studio. It's 6:20 now.
And our guest this morning will be Johnny Wheeler and Ann Austin. We're going to be talking about the Juneteenth pageant that's coming up. And they have a little different rules. It's not about beauty. It's about character, about different things. So we'll talk to them a little bit about that.
Okay.
And who is eligible for the Juneteenth pageant.
All right.
And Hope Vargas from Jackson County Chamber will be in at 7:30.
All right. That'll be a fun after 7 o'clock portion of the Good Morning Cookeville show.
Yeah, that will be the more informative.
Right.
Jason and I just kick back and pick on each other the first hour. We try to keep you informed.
It's not real great.
We have fun, and we're just hoping you have fun with us.
Your 2 cents now. It's brought to you by our friends at Freedom Pond. Dana and the gang down there keep it well stocked with quality items and a ton of guns. Oh, my Lord. Go and see them for all of that. 49 Mayberry Street in Sparta.
If your salary was a movie title, what would it be?
Well, it wouldn't be Top Gun.
Yeah, we wish it would be.
But it's not, terrible. I mean, I feel like I'm doing pretty good. Yeah. So I don't know.
Well, especially in this day and age and time and the age of us, I'm blessed to be doing something I love and making a living at it and being able to pay bills.
That's the way I look at it.
I'm not setting the woods on fire,
right.
But
yeah,
I'm happy.
But we're having a good time.
That's what this hour's about.
And we smile a lot, and that makes up for a lot of.
And we have a good team. We do.
So I can't say anything bad, really.
Right.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of folks that are very creative. If your salary was a movie title, what would it be? John said, Gone with the Wind. Thanks, John. That was funny. Jim said J-O-B, which means just over broke.
Well, that's better than being broke.
Well, Toby said his is Apocalypse Now when it comes to his money situation. I thought that was good.
Bet nobody says Brokeback Mountain.
Probably not. I'll look and see.
It was broke.
I know what you meant, broke. But we also know that movie.
Right.
Angelia says Gone in 60 Seconds.
Oh, that's
Courtney
a good
one. Archie said Mr. Need More money.
Yeah.
Johnny said The Five Pennies.
Never heard of that
Never heard
movie.
That movie either, but that's good. Kevin said if his salary was a movie title, it would be Going, Going, Gone. Without a Trace. Scott said, Oh, God.
Yeah.
That was a movie. Wasn't that George Burns?
These sound more about your bills than they do your salary.
Well, Archie said again, flat broke. So
yeah.
Archie had 2. That's true. Huh. And Shanna said 9 to 5. That is about your job.
Yeah.
Missing in action when it comes. That's good, Thomas. So yeah, we did have some creative ones on there. If your salary was a movie title, what would it be?
I can't think of any movie titles right now
that really fit and
yeah.
Like,
I don't remember. You know me. I don't remember movies.
Yeah.
And I sure don't remember movie titles a
The only
lot.
ones you remember is anyone with Chevy Chase in it.
Yeah, so I can't think
Or
of
Bill Murray.
I can't think of a Fletch movie or it's like
Caddyshack.
or Animal House. It's none of those.
Yeah. Animal House would have been more like in your 20s.
Yeah.
That would have been your life.
That'd have been that's what they call it the good old days.
Yeah,
Sheila.
yeah. Glory days.
That's right.
But that's it. That's what we got on the movie titles for what our salary would be, and I couldn't think of anything
I wish
either.
I could be more creative on that, but I just can't.
That's me. It's like, I think my favorite was Gone in 60 Seconds.
Yeah.
Because we might make it, but either we paying bills or we're spending it.
Yeah. I definitely get my bills paid.
Yeah.
But you're right. There's not a lot.
Not a lot of leftover
Yeah,
in it. And
like-
you try to save too. So when you do all of that, you pay yourself and pay your bills. Not much left over.
Yeah, because if you work in it, well, probably not just the radio biz. I'm sure there's several, but
yeah.
there's not really a big retirement plan.
Yeah.
For
I think
us.
there's a lot of people that are like that. And I saw something on a news thing that I was watching that said our generation is the first that it was really up to us to save for our future.
Oh yeah.
Without pensions and 401ks, that started with us. We had to make sure that we kind of set something up, and that's true.
Well, I didn't.
I started late, and I should have listened to Mama and Daddy. And like, you'd be a millionaire if you started saving right now when you're working. Because I started working when I was 16 and
Oh, yeah.
going to school. And man,
Well,
if I'd have put back all then,
I'm counting on that Social Security to come through for me.
that's what's scary, ain't it?
I
I
know.
don't know if it will even be there. We're getting closer to it.
I know now. Used to, I'd hear about Social Security. I'd be like, I will be fine. Got plenty of time.
Yeah.
Now I hear
Time's creeping up on us.
I hear about it, I'm like, whoa. Hang on there, government.
Whoa. It's like now when they talk about Social Security, I perk up a little.
Yeah, let me
because
see
I'm
what they're
like,
saying
whoa.
about it.
But it's not like you're going to get rich on that, but at least it will help a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think that
But we've been paying in. Like,
Oh.
you and I've been working since our teenage years.
Right.
So it's like I've been paying in all this time, and then am I going to get it? I don't know.
nobody
knows.
Nobody.
We just hope. We just hope.
Today is Day of the Mushroom.
I think mushrooms are underrated. Do you like
100
mushrooms?
I love mushrooms.
Yeah.
I think they're fascinating,
Dryland fish, which are mushrooms.
which I love so much, but they evade me.
Yeah.
And
Why is it so hard for some of us to find, and then others are like, boom, there's a mushroom, there's a mushroom.
well, I don't know if they just train their eyes to it or how they do it, but I've been with several boys who are just great at. They'll find them a sack full, and
They know exactly where to look, and their eyes they don't deceive them.
no, we'll come back together. They'll have a whole Kroger bag full, and I'll have two.
Well, at least you got some, Jason.
Yeah, but they really got to be out in the open. They got to be like, here I am,
Right.
or I don't see them. He sees them when they're hiding. But the mushrooms are good for you. They're good for your brain.
Mm-hmm.
There's several different types out there. I forgot the kind that's really good for your brain.
But yeah, they
it's
do a
good
lot of
stuff.
benefits for you.
Yeah.
There's some and there's some you need to avoid, but
Yeah, some are poisonous.
Yeah.
Some make you see funny stuff.
right. But I don't even know which kind are those, but I know I like mushrooms.
Yeah. National Banana Day.
That's good for you too. Lots of potassium.
Yeah. When I went to the doctor last, the nurse says, do you eat bananas? I said, well, yeah. And she said, like, how many? I was like maybe one or two a week. I'll have, I always keep bananas around.
Right.
And she's like, oh, okay. I thought, that's a weird
You're
question.
like, excuse me, elaborate on that.
Yeah. Today is also National Eggs Benedict Day.
I like a good. But I'm particular about it because
Well,
not all eggs Benedict is
It's
cooked
good.
right.
Right.
some of it is bleh.
I totally agree.
If done right, it's delicious.
Yeah, I didn't know about hollandaise sauce.
Mm-hmm.
And I
think it's that sometimes people don't know how to fix.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
That's where they screw it up
and I'm like,
there.
just leave it off if you don't know what you're doing.
And it's also National Librarian Day.
There's not enough thanks for the librarian.
Yeah.
Matthew Christ out at Baxter Library.
Oh, yeah, Matthew.
Good job over there. And all the Putnam County Library branches.
Yeah, what's her?
Catherine Weisinger.
Catherine Weisinger.
Great job with all of the branches.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
She does a great job with their library. But we need to have Matthew in for another quiz show.
Yes, I've been saying that to him, too. So we'll do that.
Yeah.
We'll do it. I'll get that scheduled.
So if you need a day to go out and celebrate something, there's several.
And tell those library folks that we appreciate them and you appreciate them because they don't get that enough.
I might run by there today just so I can whip out my library card.
See? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get my library card.
And that's why Matthew's so good about the questions. He's like studious.
Yeah, for sure. It's 6:30 and coming up we've got spoiler alert. Things going on in the world of entertainment and music. A celebrity death that's hit me pretty hard.
Oh, no.
He was an idol of mine.
I know who you're talking about.
So,
Tennessean, too.
Yeah, so we'll tell you about that coming up. And spoiler alert coming up next here on Good Morning Cookeville, brought to you by Elevate Worship. Elevate Worship. Elevate Real Estate.
But you know what? They do have a real positive message.
I know they
I
do.
get what you're saying. They're very uplifting.
I was thinking there is an Elevate Worship, though.
Okay.
Yeah. And
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, they're a group.
Oh.
Yeah. I've spent way too much time with Grace FM
That's right.
over the past
Getting it
24
ready.
hours.
Okay.
So. Anyway, Elevate Real Estate.
Yes.
We're live here in the Willow Window Studio. We'll be right.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. The city of Cookeville on the verge of starting the process for the final phase of the 10th Street widening project. The city council this week will consider a $520,000 contract with Clinton Engineering to provide engineering services to widen 10th Street from Fisk Road to Washington Avenue. Meantime, Cookeville's Public Housing Authority has awarded a $5.4 million bid for the development of 20 new homes off Buffalo Valley Road. W&O Construction submitted the low bid for the so-called Redbud Village development, which is intended to serve those who are homeless or in danger of becoming homeless. Tennessee Tech's Rugby Club has earned a bid to the upcoming Collegiate Rugby National Championship Tournament in Boyd's, Maryland. It marks Tech's first ever entry to a National Rugby Championship since the club's founding in 1977. The bid came after the club's win at a recent tournament in Memphis. Tech Rugby has established a GoFundMe to help defray travel costs for the upcoming competition. That's the news from WHUB.
Good morning, Cookeville. I'm Jacob Vinson with the UCR Sports Report. The Upperman Bees baseball team won the 10th game out of their last 11 last night, beating Cumberland County 13-0 for a second straight run rule victory. Alec Wilson and rookie Allison each hit home runs, with Chris Worsing going 4 for 4 at the plate and threw a shutout on the mound. The Atlanta Hawks fell to the Orlando Magic 120-95 in the NBA play-in tournament last night. Cole Anthony led the Magic with 26 points to help the Magic secure the 7th seed in the East. The Miami Dolphins are looking to trade their star cornerback in Jalen Ramsey. The 7-time Pro Bowler has not requested a trade or a salary adjustment. The Dolphins are slim at the cornerback position and will have to try and fill Ramsey's spot if they're able to find a trade. Former Cal running back Jane Ott is transferring to Oklahoma. Ott played in 10 games last season and rushed for 385 yards at 3.3 yards per carry and 4 touchdowns for the Golden Bears. Join us tonight for high school softball, the game of the week, as Gordonsville travels to Smith County. First pitch is set for 4:30 on the main UCR Facebook page and YouTube channel. I'm Jacob Vinson, and that was the UCR Sports Report.
The UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub, brought to you by One Bank.
I'm Liz Clayman, and this is the Fox Business Report.
NVIDIA says it's been informed by the U.S. it will need a license from the U.S. Department of Commerce to export its chips to China. NVIDIA says it'll have expenses of up to $5.5 billion related to inventory and canceled sales. NVIDIA shares down more than 5%. ASML, the semiconductor equipment maker, says tariffs have increased uncertainty in its market. Its sales forecast is weaker than expected. There's a report saying China is willing to negotiate with the U.S. if certain conditions are met. Bloomberg says China is asking for more respect, a more consistent position, and a point person for discussions. United Airlines says it just saw its best first quarter in 5 years, despite a challenging macroeconomic environment. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Coselda. Invested in you.
National security is at risk, and China controls most of the world's supply of antimony, a critical metal for military and defense technology. Military Metals Corp is taking action and securing a Western-controlled supply with projects in Europe and North America. Critical minerals are the backbone of modern defense. Now's the time to pay attention. The stock trades on the OTC under ticker MILIF. Call your broker today or go to www.militarymetalscorp.com.
Upper Cumberland weather.
Brought to you by the Habitat for Humanity's Habitat Restore, located at 560 South Jefferson in Cookeville.
This is your latest forecast from News Talk 107.7 and 1400, The Hub.
From the Upper Cumberland Weather Studio, I'm Anthony Taylor with your Wednesday morning forecast. Another mild day is in store for us following a chilly start this morning. Highs will climb to the mid-60s this afternoon under a sunny sky. Northwest wind around 5 miles per hour. Tonight will be clear and cool with lows in the mid-40s. Winds will be calm. Thursday will be partly sunny with highs near 70.
Many of our U.S. veterans and service members face challenges: mental health struggles, housing obstacles, food insecurity, and social isolation, to name just a few. I'm Bob Woodruff. My family and I started the Bob Woodruff Foundation in 2006 after I sustained a life-threatening injury while reporting from Iraq. Our service members had my back that day, and we need to have theirs now more than ever. At our foundation, we invest in solutions, so learn more about our work at bobwoodrufffoundation.org/success.
Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila.
On 107.7 and 1400, The Hub.
watched, but Kevin Bacon stars in it. It's called Bondsman. Now, it is not for kids. The reason I say that, it's got a little bit of gore in it, but he is a bondsman, and it's called Bondsman. And he gets killed. I'm not spoiling anything. And then he comes back to life, and he has to kill demons in order to get to heaven. It was really interesting. It's quirky, it's funny, but it's Kevin Bacon, so that's why we gave it a shot. And some really good actors in that. And I'm like, this is kind of a weird but neat story. And it was really, we enjoyed it. We've seen 2 episodes already. But yeah, there's a little gore in there.
We just got done watching Frasier again.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Frasier's a good show. I laughed out loud several times, even though I'd seen it several times. Halle Bailey. Sorry, I thought it was Halle Berry.
Yeah, we get excited when we hear Halle Berry.
Halle Bailey, Havana Rose Liu, and Bernadette Peters have joined Jesse Eisenberg's untitled musical comedy starring Julianne Moore and Paul Giamatti.
Oh my goodness, that's a lot of big names.
That is huge.
And I love Bernadette Peters.
I do too. I've always thought Bernadette Peters was neat.
Cool and could sing and act.
And dance.
Yeah. Just adorable still. I think she's in her 70s, still looks amazing.
What happened? I mean, what happened? Because I remember being in my 20s and women in their 60s and 70s were old.
Well, also,
they are not anymore.
I don't know if it's Botox. Are we taking better care of ourselves? We're dyeing our hair.
I think it's all the above.
But she doesn't. You know how some of them you can tell they've had work done? She doesn't even look. I mean, she looks the same.
Yeah.
Just about the same as when we were like kids.
It might have been those McDonald's preservatives.
I don't think
those.
I can't see somebody looking like Bernadette Peters eating McDonald's.
Those French fries don't mold, so
maybe that's helping our body state.
I don't know.
So I need more McDonald's fries.
Maybe that's the key.
Hey, that's okay with me.
That's the key to still looking good, maybe.
Just what is it, in moderation?
Yeah, probably. Max has released the official trailer for season 3 of And Just Like That, the Sex and the City sequel series, which debuts May 29th. I haven't seen any of that at all.
Well, I didn't think you would. It's more.
Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Any good?
Yes and no. The first season I enjoyed more than the second season, but it broke my heart because the main character died. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
I got you. All right. After criticizing the Saturday Night Live sketch as mean and unfunny, Amy Lou Wood says she received a bouquet from Sarah Sherman, who portrayed her character in the parody. She thanked Sherman on Instagram, and she said the flowers were beautiful. So
it was a funny skit, but I can see where it would hurt her feelings too, because they were making fun of
comedy,
fun of her teeth and all that.
It's comedy.
But that skit was funny because I watched White Lotus and it was, but comedy is exaggerations of things that you notice in people.
Right. That's why.
But I'm thinking, I don't know how I would have taken it.
That's why it's funny.
If they did a skit and Sheila Scruggs was in a skit, even my name, I would be like, yes,
that's right.
Girl.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that was kind of mean, but okay.
Yeah. I mean,
saying my name on SNL.
Comedy's funny.
Yeah.
And sometimes you make fun a little bit.
But I mean.
So I think
I've got a thicker skin than most because I've been in radio with you and Freaky Dave.
That Amy Lou Who, she needs to get a thicker skin.
Yeah.
Sad news, and this dude here, man, I just always thought he was really cool.
Cool and a good guy and great host.
Wink Martindale, of course, he hosted Tic-Tac-Toe, Gambit, High Rollers. Passed away at age 91 at his home in California. A spokesperson said he was surrounded by family and his beloved wife of 49 years, Sandra. his career was over 5 decades. Of course, he was on the radio here in Tennessee for the first bit of that. And then he went to television. He's also a television producer, and he even did some radio work after Tic Tac Toe. Had some specials and things like that he would do.
Love, wasn't it?
Yeah.
What started everything for him.
And it was his niece, I think, that did news on Y107 back in the day.
I forgot about that, Jason.
Or no,
I did know that.
Kicks 104.
I forgot that, yes, because I remember them talking about that on the air one day.
Yeah, that was him.
So
or her, I'm sorry. I can't remember her first name now.
But, I mean, what a career.
Oh, yeah.
And to know he was one of our own, a Tennessean.
I just always thought he was so cool. Him and Richard Dawson, Bob Barker, Dick Clark.
Yeah.
And I've had the opportunity to meet all of them but Bob Barker. And well, I didn't meet Richard Dawson either, but
you felt like you
But
did.
Dick Clark and Wink Martindale, I got to meet both of
what
them.
What about Pat Sajak? Have you met him?
Never met Pat Sajak, but he's in that group too.
He's
just
a Tennessean.
Real game show host. Now you have to be a little bit of a failed or B actor or actress to be a game show host, so it's not near as good.
Ryan Seacrest is in that. I mean, he's
Ryan
like old
Seacrest
school.
is a radio guy.
Yeah. See how much better they are when they're radio people?
He's a pure host.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
he's the last of the pure ones.
coming up, we've got the real good, couple of stories that are positive and uplifting. And Ask Jason, which I'm not doing great. I've only gotten 2 this week.
It's okay. It's only Wednesday.
So we'll see if I can do better today. That's all coming up next here on Good Morning Cookeville, live in the Willow Window studio, brought to you by Elevate Real Estate. Be right back.
Join Upper Cumberland Habitat for Humanity for their Dream Builders Putnam Luncheon, Tuesday, May 13th from 12 to 1 p.m. at The Edge at Life Church. You'll get to hear from donors, homeowners, and volunteers. Admission is $25. And if you're interested in being a table host, please reach out to Casey at 931-528-1711, extension 6. It's Upper Cumberland Habitat for Humanity's Dream Builders Putnam Luncheon, May 13th, 12 to 1 at The Edge at Life Church.
Unlock the best of local entertainment with Hub Plus. Do you have Roku? Download the Hub Plus app today. Dive into exclusive content like Good Morning Cookeville presented by Elevate Real Estate, catch all the action with high school sports from Upper Cumberland Reporter, and stay updated with the latest weather from Upper Cumberland Weather. Plus, enjoy fantastic local shows such as The Randy Porter Show and Cookeville Lifestyles Show. Don't miss out. Download the Roku app now and start exploring.
You work hard to provide a better life for your family. The only problem is that you now have a tax bill that you can't afford to pay. The IRS is now threatening to garnish your wages and put a levy on your bank account. You can't ignore the IRS. They won't go away on their own. You need help, and you need it now. Call the Tax Pros at United Tax Fix today. Call 800-762-2768. That's 800-762-2768.
Hey, Dad. The pharmacy called. Sounds like you still haven't picked up your heart medication. Are you all right?
It's on all of us to know the signs, and essential community services are available to help. Don't let your call go unanswered. Call Adult Protective Services at 1-888-277-8366. 1-888-277-8366. Brought to you by the Tennessee Department of Human Services in this station.
Cookeville Regional Charitable Foundation provides programs and services for patients in need in our Upper Cumberland community. Learn more at cookevilleregionalcharity.org. Our foundation is compassionate care. Your gift helps us heal.
Call us before you dig. Accidents are caused each year because someone broke a gas line that they didn't know was there. Remember, not all of our lines are in the street. They go through your yard to the house. Don't take a chance. The Cookeville Gas Department will gladly check any area before you dig and tell you if there are any gas lines present. Help us keep natural gas the safest energy there is. Natural gas. Energy for life. This message brought to you in the interest of safety from the Cookeville Gas Department in cooperation with the Tennessee Public Utility Commission.
She wants to be home with her friends.
But at this moment, she's fighting a brain tumor.
Please take a moment and join St. Jude in finding cures and saving children. Visit stjude.org.
Jason and Sheila. Good morning, Cookeville. 1077 and 1400, The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here. We're at the Willow Window Studio. Good morning, Cookeville is brought to you by Elevate Real Estate. It's 6:49 now.
And coming up after 7, we'll talk about Juneteenth. They've got a pageant coming up, and it's also a celebration where everyone's invited. Johnny Wheeler and Miss Ann Austin, they'll be in after 7. And then Hope Vargas with Jackson County Chamber, talking about some of the growth in Jackson County. Speaking of Jackson County, Sweet Sally's was on WKRN.
Yeah.
The Channel 2 News. They feature like small towns.
Tiny towns, what they call
towns. And I was like, oh my goodness. And
Yeah.
then I see it all over Facebook too, because, when your town's mentioned, you feel like,
Oh, yeah.
we have made it.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. If you get on Nashville TV.
Oh, yeah. But she's been on here too.
I know, but everybody's like, eh.
But we were excited.
Yeah, I was on Good Morning Cookeville. I was on Channel 2. No way.
Really? Let's share it. I'm like, share our picture too.
Yeah, we did good too. Every day, me and Sheila, we go through a bunch of news stories, find some that are positive and uplifting, and we call it the real good. While driving with his wife, an off-duty firefighter named Brian Treefry noticed smoke coming out of a crashed SUV where he lives there in Massachusetts. It was a scary scene. The SUV had rolled over into a ravine and was on fire. Well, without hesitation, Brian crossed several lanes of traffic to reach the burning vehicle. His training kicked in as he was able to break the window, force the door open, and pull out a trapped woman from safety.
Woo.
Or for safety, to safety. With the help of another driver who had pulled over, Brian moved her away from the flames until emergency services got there. A woman, the lady she got taken to the hospital, is in stable condition. I've never been in a situation like this, Brian said. It definitely wasn't on my Sunday morning bingo card. Just happened to be at the right place at the right time.
Well, he sounds like you. That sounds like something you'd say.
Well, the thing of it is, he probably got back at the car with his wife when his wife was like, well, I guess we're running late.
Guess we won't play bingo.
Yeah, I guess not. Yeah. Oh, so you like her more than me?
Yes, that's what we'd say.
Oh, I see.
Oh, you run to save her. Would you save me?
Would you save me?
If the car was burning? Well, of course he would have.
Maybe you'd pay more attention to me if the car was on fire.
That is such a woman thing to say. Yeah.
Ain't it?
I admit, we'd probably say that.
Kate Fletcher is a high school English teacher in Virginia who's been running to raise scholarship funds for her students since 2016. It's her annual Lion Pride run. It's become a big tradition, raising over $100,000 to help more than 60 students with college costs.
That's great.
Each year, Kate adds a unique twist to her run, like running nonstop for 24 hours or completing a 105-mile adventure. This year's run is inspired by the school's theme, Be the Coffee Bean, which is about transforming the environment around you for the better.
That sounds like exceptional being here locally.
The run gives a lot of scholarship funds to kids who really need it every year. So that's what inspires her to do it. She says, she said, even when I'm definitely hurting.
No, I love that.
Oh, yeah, that's too neat.
Yeah.
All right, 6:54 now. Ready for Ask Jason. Let's do this thing, Sheila.
It's about women, one of your favorite subjects.
Oh, Lord.
All right, Jason.
There ain't no telling.
You've gotten 2 this week.
Y'all are like fine Italian vehicles. You know,
like that.
pretty to look at.
Yeah.
All kinds of electrical issues.
What are you trying to say? That's our brain?
No, that's not what I said.
Look, y'all don't get mad at anything Jason says. He talks about us like that, but he loves us women and appreciates us most of the time.
I do.
But we are complicated. But y'all,
That's what I'm saying.
Y'all can be ornery.
We're not complicated.
Not complicated, because I chose. I was thinking y'all can be complicated. No, it's not the
We're
right
all
word.
we're all 1975 Ford trucks.
Yeah.
If we don't start, spray a little ether.
Y'all are all. It's like,
We're easy.
but you're all like little boys inside.
Yeah, I've said that before. We're all 12 fighting not to be.
It's true. All right, here's the first question. Topic is women.
Okay.
A recent survey revealed that a whopping 70% of women say men over the age of 35 look pretty ridiculous when they do this. What is it? Boy, that could be a lot of things.
Wear skinny jeans.
It is. That's not skinny jeans.
Crocs out in public.
You're right, but that's not the answer I'm looking for. It is something you wear.
Okay. Jersey of your favorite team.
No, I don't think most people think that's crazy. I say people. It's 70% of women say
I'm
men
saying women.
over the age of
think that.
35.
Also, I guess something the kids do. Keep your hat flat billed.
Oh, you are close. It has something to do with the hat.
Turn around backwards.
Yes.
Okay.
And look, you got that fair and square. I know
You
I
think
gave you a
so?
little hint, but I wouldn't even have thought you would have got in the realm of hats.
Well, I kept that hat flat, but I was trying to make
I
a
don't
poke.
like those flat bills.
I was trying to make a poke at Michael England over there at Exceptional.
He's got a
Big.
flat bill.
He still keeps them pretty flat and nice.
I've never seen him look
He's
bad.
stylish,
I
though.
mean, you know, he's
stylish.
He looks good at everything he does.
He's one of those that can pull it off.
Yes, he can. But yeah, a recent survey revealed that a whopping 70% of women say men over 35 look ridiculous wearing their hat backwards.
Yeah. And skinny jeans and Crocs.
Oh, if you have all that going on, you need to rethink your wardrobe.
Right, exactly.
Question number 2. So you got 3 right so far this week.
Okay.
The second question, the vast majority of women say they're not interested in dating a man with this physical characteristic. What is it?
Better hair than them.
That's pretty funny. But that's not it.
I feel the pain there.
Good hair. Not that.
Physical characteristic.
Yeah, but what kind of physical characteristic?
They don't want to date a man that's where they're taller than them, taller than the man.
That's a great one, because I do think that's a lot of women feel that way.
Way more.
Oh, opposite.
That the
man weighs more?
that the woman weighs more.
Right.
That is right.
Yes. They don't want to date a man who weighs less than them.
Oh, okay. I see.
You know.
Yeah.
Makes us feel huge.
Okay.
It does.
All right. Well, I don't know.
Like, if you're just a little overweight, or even if you're not and they're tinier than you, we need a man. That's probably not.
So what was did I get it right?
According to a vast majority of women, they say they're not interested in dating a man who weighs less than they do.
Okay.
So you said if they weigh more than the man, so that's
Right.
true.
Okay.
All right, so you got 2 right.
All right, boy.
You're up to 4 this week.
Well, look at me go.
According to a recent survey,
Okay.
our last question right
All
now.
right.
65% of women say it's a real turnoff when a guy does this. What is it? I think it depends on the guy and how he means it. It's a turnoff when guys do this. 65% women say it.
Like they're not dating or anything. They're just out in the world, and when guys do this, or are they already in a relationship?
It could be out in the world.
I don't know. It gives them a how you doing kind of look. You know, how you doing?
It is a look. something to do with the face area.
A lot of eyebrow movement.
Something to do with the eye.
Wink.
Yes. Yeah, I'm going to give that to you. 5 for the week, Jason.
All right.
65% of women say it's a turnoff when a guy winks at them.
Really?
Yeah, but I had a friend that winked the other day, and it was cute. It's like,
I don't know.
It's not like when some
This
stranger
is
comes
News
and
Talk
like,
107.7 and 1400.
I'm like,
The
come on.
Hub.
All right,
Good
Sue.
morning,
Hey, we'll be
Cookeville.
right back.
W299BY, 107.7 FM, and AM 1400 WHUB Cookeville.
A senator plans to travel to El Salvador. CJ Papa, Fox News. Now, a hearing in federal court Tuesday about illegal alien Kilmer Abrego Garcia deported to El Salvador. Judge Paula Zinnes didn't slap a contempt order on the Department of Justice, but did inform the attorneys she's investigating whether the DOJ ignored her order to facilitate his return from a prison in El Salvador. Maryland Democratic Senator Chris Van Hollen says he's planning to travel to that nation today.
He's not the only Democrat rallying around Kilmer Abrego Garcia as a federal judge orders the Trump administration to facilitate his return. As many as a dozen House Democrats want to follow, Axios obtaining a letter from Robert Garcia and Max Frost requesting a codel to be authorized to travel to El Salvador on the taxpayer dime. In the letter, they write a congressional delegation would allow committee members to conduct a welfare check of Mr. Abrego Garcia, as well as others held at CCOT.
That's Fox's Griff Jenkins reporting this morning. He's back on the stage since leaving the White House, handing off the keys to the Oval Office to President Trump. Fox's Jeff Paul has more on the speech from President Biden in Chicago.
Well, he didn't use his name outright. Biden blamed President Trump and his administration for taking a hatchet to Social Security and the Social Security Administration. The former president called the cuts to 7,000 jobs at the Social Security Administration breathtaking, and he's worried thousands more could be pushed out the door. After his speech, former Maryland governor and former head of Social Security and the Social Security Administration, Martin O'Malley, was asked if Biden should have been harsher on Trump and explicitly mentioned him by name. He says he waited for the appropriate amount of time to criticize the sitting president.
Longtime game show host Wink Martindale passing away.
Fox News Digital confirmed Martindale was surrounded by family, including his wife Sandra, at the time of his death. He had a 74-year career in Hollywood, hosting a number of game shows.
Fox's Monica DeLuca. America's listening to Fox News.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to goodrx.com/GLP. That's goodrx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
He's a top advisor to Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, but he was escorted out of the Pentagon Tuesday.
Dan Caldwell was placed on administrative leave following a leak investigation involving sensitive information. On March 21st, Hegseth's Chief of Staff, Joe Casper, launched an effort to combat unauthorized disclosures, threatening to use polygraphs on Pentagon personnel after the New York Times reported Elon Musk was invited to a China war briefing with the Joint Chiefs. That meeting never happened. The Pentagon has been searching for leakers ever since. Caldwell was mentioned by Hegseth as his point of contact during a Signal group chat discussing sensitive details of an upcoming military operation against the Houthis in Yemen on an unclassified network. At the Pentagon, Jennifer Griffin, Fox News.
President Trump a few minutes ago on Truth Social posting Japan is coming today to negotiate tariffs, the cost of military support, and trade fairness. He says he'll be at the meeting. Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House.
Sharing a statement from President Trump, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says as far as trade talks go, the ball is in China's court.
China needs to make a deal with us. We don't have to make a deal with them.
Levitt says the president remains open to a deal with Beijing, but not at the expense of American workers.
And China wants what we have, what every country wants, what we have, the American consumer. Or to put it another way, they need our money.
Fewer U.S.-grown crops are shipping to China amid the trade war. Levitt says the administration is considering relief for American farmers. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
They have a jury in the retrial of Karen Reed. 9 men and 9 women will hear the case of the Massachusetts woman accused of killing her boyfriend, Boston police officer John O'Keefe. Now, opening statements will begin next Tuesday. That's April 22nd. I'm CJ Papa, and this is Fox News.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. The city of Cookeville on the verge of starting the process for the final phase of the 10th Street widening project. The city council this week will consider a $520,000 contract with Clinton Engineering to provide engineering services to widen 10th Street from Fisk Road to Washington Avenue. Meantime, Cookeville's Public Housing Authority has awarded the $5.4 million bid for the development of 20 new homes off Buffalo Valley Road. WMO Construction submitted the low bid for the so-called Redbud Village development, which is intended to serve those who are homeless or in danger of becoming homeless. Tennessee Tech's Rugby Club has earned a bid to the upcoming Collegiate Rugby National Championship Tournament in Boyd's, Maryland. It marks Tech's first ever entry to a National Rugby Championship since the club's founding in 1977. The bid came after the club's win at a recent tournament in Memphis. Tech Rugby has established a GoFundMe to help defray travel costs for the upcoming competition. That's the news from WHUB.
From the WHUB Willow Window Studios, your trusted window, garage door, and custom window treatment experts. Willow Window. Stop by their new showroom at 310 Newman Drive, Cookeville.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is radio station WHUB, the voice of the Upper Cumberland in Cookeville, Tennessee.
Good morning.
Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. It's Jason and Sheila. We're here in the Willow Window Studio. Good morning, Cookeville is brought to you by Elevate Real Estate at 706.
Well, from the local chapter of our NAACP, it is Johnny Wheeler and Ann Austin. Juneteenth is coming up, and the Juneteenth pageant is coming up. So we're going to talk about that and some of the protocols for that. It's a little bit different pageant and different rules of this. It's not really always about beauty, but it's inner beauty, confidence. I'll let y'all describe that. So when is the pageant coming up?
The pageant will be on June the 14th at the Cookeville Community Center. And I'm proud to say we're in our 4th year. This is our 4th year.
Really?
The
Yeah.
Pageant. And it is a different kind of pageant. It's not a beauty pageant, although all our girls are beautiful.
Yes.
But it's not one of the criteria for being in the pageant that you have to be beautiful.
What's the, is there an age category? Yes. Are there different categories of that, or is it all lumped into one?
No, it's not lumped into one. There's a lot of breakdowns.
Okay.
The ages are 4 through 21. We start with our tiniest Miss Juneteenth, which is 4 through 6. Then we have the mini Miss Juneteenth, which is 7 through 9. And we have the little Miss Juneteenth, which is 10 through 12. And then we have the other age groups that is like the Junior Miss Juneteenth, which is 13 through 15. June Princess, 16 through 18. And then our Juneteenth Queen, which is 19 through 21.
Okay.
That is a lot of categories.
That's a lot of categories.
Boy, I bet that's like herding cats, ain't it, ladies?
It is. And
You
Johnny
did say cats.
Johnny is wonderful about organizing this, and the best ones are the little ones.
Oh, I'm sure.
But this is about building confidence, being able to speak publicly, to go up on stage and build strong young women. And as Johnny said, it's not about traditional Hollywood beauty.
Right.
It's your inner beauty that we're looking at. Excuse me, I knew my throat would do that. It's also educational. We want people to know about Juneteenth and what Juneteenth is. And most of the population doesn't know. They know that it became a national holiday in 2021, but they don't know what it is or why it is. They do know that President Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation on January 1st of 1863, and they think that's what ended slavery in this country. But that only ended slavery in the states that were actively fighting during the Civil War. Slavery continued in several states, including Texas. And on June 19th, which is what Juneteenth means, the Union Army went into Galveston, Texas, and freed the last slaves in the United States of America. And that was in 1865, so 2.5 years after the Emancipation Proclamation. So we want people to know that. We are celebrating freedom.
Freedom.
Freedom
yes.
for all people in this country. And make sure we educate people as well as have a contest where young women can compete, make new friends, and win some cash prizes.
Oh, so prizes too. What kind of prizes do they win?
We have a scholarship. It's really a scholarship pageant where we give a scholarship. And this scholarship was started with Daniel West, who was lived in Allgood, and he's a big dentist now in Atlanta. He sowed the seed for us to start the scholarship. So there is cash prizes like the Queen, depending on sponsorship. They can win anywhere, I won't say win, they can receive anywhere from $600 to $800.
That helps in their scholarship and their schooling and their education.
Yeah, and bear in mind that it also helps with clothing because some of the kids use it for the clothing.
Yeah.
And that helps the parents. A lot of kids are raised by single parents, so that helps.
Well, you've been involved, I know you said 4 years, but it seems like you've been involved with different pageants and just uplifting women in general for many years.
See,
many
Sheila,
years.
You and I know each other very well.
Yeah.
You're right. I used to coordinate the fair pageant.
Yes. All right. That's what I thought, because I'm thinking, well, I talked to Johnny years ago about uplifting the women and just really, I think that's very important to you.
I think it's a mission. I was listening to Ann talk about Juneteenth. I was raised by my grandmother. My mom died when she was 33, so she didn't tell me anything about Juneteenth.
Yeah.
And my grandmother definitely didn't tell me anything about Juneteenth. And I
think a lot of us just learned about it in the last 10 years or so. I didn't hear about it until I really started interviewing people about it, and I was like, I didn't know it took 2.5 years.
I didn't know about it till I lived in Atlanta for a few years, and when I lived there, that was something that got brought to my attention. Some old boy from Cookeville. Sometimes you don't know everything.
You try to act like you do.
I try to act like it, but then when I lived in Atlanta, it got brought up. I'm like, what the heck is that? And I got educated real quick about what it was. But you're right, it's been something that has been almost a hidden holiday.
True.
And it's shocking to know that it took 2.5 years.
Yeah, can you imagine being free for 2 years and not even
they didn't know it,
right?
Because nobody relayed that message.
Right.
But I want to do a little ad for us.
Okay.
We are the Cookeville.
Could you grab that mic? For some reason, your mic keeps cutting out, Ann. I'm sorry about that. Here, let me pull that out of the way. If y'all could just share a mic, that'd be awesome. Apologize.
No problem, and I have a strong voice. We are the
Yes, you do.
We are the Cookeville Putnam County NAACP, and we are actively recruiting young women aged 4 to 21 to become participants in our Juneteenth scholarship pageant. The deadline to apply is coming up. It's April 26th, so you only have 10 more days to apply. You can go on our webpage, which is naacpcookvilleputnam.org. Our email address is naacpcookvilleputnam@gmail.com, or go on our Facebook page, which, because of names not being available, is called Upper Cumberland NAACP, to get more information about this. Or Johnny will give you a phone number that you can call to apply for it. So April 26th is the deadline to apply. We accept everyone in. The idea is to get young women who are going to learn about Juneteenth, help us celebrate Juneteenth, learn their history. And part of the pageant is not only the poise, and the younger ones wear like a Sunday dress for one part, and the older ones might wear their gowns. But it's also African attire, so that we are celebrating culture as well. So if you are 4 to 21 and you're interested in this, we want you to get in touch with us and apply by April 26th. Also, if you're a business like I am and you want to be a sponsor, we would love to have you contact us and make a donation to help sponsor this, to help with the scholarships for these young women.
Are there different sponsorship levels?
Absolutely. We won't turn down any amount of money. So if you've got $1 million, we'll take it. But if you have $25, we'll take that as well. So you have the sponsorship levels at $1,500, going down to $300, and then you can specifically buy a crown, buy a $300 donation. $100 donation. You can buy a tiara with a $50 donation, and I forget what the $25 donation is for. Johnny can tell you that. But Johnny, do you want to tell them how they can call us if they want more information?
Sure. You can contact us. I'm giving my number out to everyone. 931.
Y'all be nice.
Be nice. 261-6156. And talking about the
Give out that number again. I think we talked over you there. I'm sorry.
Okay. 931-261-6156.
Okay, we got it then.
That's my number. I just want to say with the girls, it's not a lot of requirement to participate on stage. We have self-introduction, and then we have the stage presentation, and you gain points every time you go through one of this. The African attire, I named it Fashion with Pride because, as you can see, Ann have her shirt on, and she really proud of it when she wears it.
Hi, Angelo.
So African attire is Fashion with Pride. Now, the older groups, like the Queen, she would change from her African attire into a long formal dress. And the pride those girls have when they do that. So I think this is such a good pageant because it prepares them for school, for college, job interviews. And we know a lot of people lose a job doing the interview because they don't feel good about themselves.
Yes, and it really does help with their social skills and
being able just to talk to people. So many, especially young people anymore, just don't know how to talk to people as well. You know, where they're not out telling stories and sitting on people's front porches and stuff anymore. They're we used to do, or so they're trying to get everything in 140 characters or less.
Right.
And but this is a valuable thing for people moving forward and trying to get a job and just being able to communicate in life, really.
Right.
We're talking to Johnny Wheeler and Ann Austin. The Juneteenth pageant is coming up. We'll talk some more with them coming up here in just a little bit here on Good Morning Cookeville. We're live in the Willow Window studio. Good Morning Cookeville is brought to you by Elevate Real Estate. We'll be right back.
And I also say to you that you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of Hades shall not prevail against it. Matthew chapter 16, verse 18. Hello, Upper Cumberland. This is Jesse Flowers with the Jerry Whitson Road Church of Christ. Please visit our website at jerrywhitsonrdcoc.org and join us every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. on our radio program, Words of Exhortation, as we study through the Gospel of Matthew right here on WHUB. May the Lord bless you as you serve Him and serve others.
Did you know that the water you drink and bathe in could be hazardous to your well-being? According to the U.S. Geological Survey, cancer-causing chemicals can be present in almost half of both private and public water supplies. Don't take the chance. Give Dennis Bynum's H2O Water Biz a call and get a free estimate today. Our whole home filtration system is zero maintenance and guaranteed for 15 years. Have safe and great tasting water at every faucet with Dennis Bynum's Go Green technology. Call now at 931-575-8966.
What's in your water? Experience hope and inspiration with Grace FM. Beginning this Friday, tune in to the Upper Cumberland's newest radio station, 1077 Grace FM. Enjoy uplifting, positive Christian music. Start your day with us this Friday. and feel the difference.
There's never, ever, 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 never, ever, ever, never been a better time to buy a new Ford than right now. Hey guys, this is Jeff Root, General Manager at Ford Lincoln of Cookeville. For a limited time, Ford has announced employee pricing for everyone. You pay what we pay. Everyone gets employee pricing. There's never, ever, ever, ever been a better time to buy a new Ford than right now. Come see us, 1600 Interstate Drive, or visit us online anytime at FordLincolnCookeville.com. See dealer for details. Some exclusions apply.
Don't get suckered into the same old free phone game by Big Wireless. There is a better way. Pure Talk, my sponsor, my wireless company, has a better offer. A brand new free Samsung Galaxy with qualifying plan for $35 a month. You get unlimited talk, unlimited text, 15 gigs of data, all on America's most dependable 5G network. Just dial pound 250, say the keyword Pure Talk for your free Samsung Galaxy with qualifying plan. Pure Talk, wireless by Americans for Americans.
It's tax season. By now, we're all a bit tired of numbers, but here's one you need to hear. $16.5 billion. That's how much money in refunds the IRS flagged for possible identity fraud last year. Now, here's a good number, 100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed. Save up to 40% in your first year with promo code CLAY. Visit LifeLock.com. That's LifeLock.com, promo code CLAY. Terms apply.
If you're struggling to pay the mortgage, Making Home Affordable is a free government resource that can make it easier. Call 888-995-HOPE. or visit makinghomeaffordable.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Treasury, HUD, and the Ad Council.
1077 and 1400, The Hub. Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila. Good morning, Cookeville.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here. We're in the Willow Window Studio. Brought to you by Elevate Real Estate. It's 7:20 now.
Well, is it Upper Cumberland NAACP? Okay.
But our Facebook page is Upper Cumberland because the name apparently couldn't, I don't know, I don't understand it. But our Facebook is Upper Cumberland NAACP. We're officially Cookeville Putnam NAACP. But we serve the entire Upper Cumberland. So that's the other important thing about this pageant for young women ages 4 to 21 is we will have people from Warren County, from Clay County, from all over the Upper Cumberland coming in. So it won't be just Putnam County. We don't turn anyone away. If you're 4 to 21 and you want to come and learn more about Juneteenth and participate in this pageant, we'll accept you. There is a $50 application fee, but we have scholarships. If you can't pay that fee, you still come. We don't turn anyone away. This is about helping young women gain confidence so that they can go out into this world and be leaders. We're trying to train the leaders of the next generation.
So and when you educate and then they have the confidence, they go out and spread the word and are more confident about themselves.
So if you live anywhere in the Upper Cumberland, and you want to participate, go on our Facebook page, Upper Cumberland NAACP. Go to our website, which is naacpcookvilleputnam.org, or our email, which is the cookevillePutnamNAAC@gmail.com, or call Johnny, and we'll get you hooked up and get in there, and it is just so much fun. Like I said,
Can the public come and watch?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And we want you there.
All right.
You can come and broadcast.
Well, how about that?
Hey, you can set up remotely, can't you?
Well, I imagine we could.
I think that would be great.
Yeah.
I would love it.
So you're officially invited.
Okay.
Good morning, Cookeville.
All right, yeah.
I love it.
Well, I was wondering about that, if, the whole community could come and watch and, maybe cheer on their favorites. And, it's kind of like anything else. You start watching something. Yeah, I think I'm going to pick her as my favorite. That's who I'm going to root for.
Well, and you know what? Something like that does influence the judges sometimes.
Yeah.
It does. More crowd participation too.
It does.
And just go through one more time, just the who, what, when, and where that it's at too. Just while we're talking about that portion of this about at the community center.
It's at the community.
Well, what day was it?
It's next Saturday.
Next Saturday. Okay.
No, June the 14th.
Why am I thinking?
Please don't make an
The
exception.
deadline for applying.
Is the
Oh, deadline.
My
So
goodness.
The deadline to get your applications in is April 26th.
And June
But June 14th.
14th is the pageant.
June 19th is Juneteenth.
Gotcha.
But that's not a weekend, so we're doing it on a Saturday.
Okay, so I got you. So June 14th is the date for the actual pageant at the community center. Does it cost to get in when you come?
No, it's free, but I want to tell you, we do have a little snack bar over there that you can buy. One way or the other, we're going to try to get your money. But we do have refreshments that you can buy.
Okay.
Because the pageant sometimes goes a little long, so we try to have things for people to buy.
Yeah, well, I
Like
imagine so
nachos,
with those different age groups, and I bet getting those the little girls through there might be a little difficult sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Any of them cry, they don't want to go out on stage.
And then when they get out, they doing line dancing and breaking down and everything. So
when they finally get out there, they show off a bit.
I had one mother say, I can't believe my daughter was up there with those kids dancing like that. But doing intermission, they make friends.
Yeah.
They follow each other.
Well, we have the key, though, for taking care of these children, Linda Irby, who was a kindergarten teacher forever. She was my son's kindergarten
Oh my gosh,
teacher.
Miss Irby.
Ms. Linda Irby, and she's in charge of herding children and keeping them happy and keeping them organized.
And I remember her from when I was in school.
She is fabulous. I love her. She was so good for my son in kindergarten. I just love Linda Irby, but she does a great job with the kids. And we also have a photographer there with the background, and we'll take the pictures and then they'll be emailed to the family so that they have a really nice photo of their child in either the African attire or the Sunday dress or gown that they want. So they'll get a nice photo of themselves as well. But we have to have people that herd them from the area that they wait to go on stage to the area where they get their picture taken.
Right.
So Linda Irby is one of our roundup people that gets the kids where they need to be and
talk
lined
about
up and everything
qualified.
else. She is. She's fantastic.
She's a professional child herder.
She is.
She is.
She is. She's been,
A shepherd. A shepherd.
She's
We
always been
decided
great at it.
Call them shepherds and not herders. So.
She can put on her mean face too. And I remember it being scary. As soon as you said Miss Irby, I was like, oh, she's sweet.
But don't make her mad.
But she's got one of those. You're kind of like, okay, straighten up and fly right.
She's a great teacher.
Right. Well, both my parents are school teachers. They have that same face where straighten up and fly right. That's what you're supposed to do.
That's where you learn that good face at.
What? That
He's the general manager now of Cookeville Communications.
Wow.
And it's like he doesn't get mad real easy at all, but he gives that face, and I'm like, I better calm down.
I learned it from my parents and Miss Irby.
It's so great that there's so many people in our community that's getting involved with it because it's really so many great people, and that's why this pageant means so much.
It does. You're so right. It's great people in the NAACP. And one thing I like about
Thomas Savage.
Thomas
Say hi
Savage.
to him.
Don't forget
He's
Mr.
our president.
Yeah.
He's been in here several times.
Yeah, I like him.
He'll be there, but he won't be a herder or a shepherd.
And hopefully not in the pageant either.
He might. Who knows?
But the hardest job is the judges. I've been to all of the pageants. I've watched them. I would not be a judge because they are all so wonderful. I would give everyone first prize.
I know
But
it, and it's like it takes so much guts just to get up there anyway.
But we do have very good people judging who do make that final decision. But I think all the girls and young women come out as winners in this. That's what we're trying to say. It's not that you're the best and you didn't make this. We're all winners. We're all achieving something. We're all learning something. So we want all these young ladies in Cookeville and all the surrounding counties to come join us on June 14th.
Well, it's been very successful. I mean, each year there's a lot more ladies and young girls that are in it.
You're so right. It's growing. And like Ann said, that's the first thing I say to them doing praxis. Everybody's winners. There's no losers in here, so.
You gain so many friends. And you gain confidence.
Yes. And I've seen some of my girls, I call them my girls, at Sam's the other day, and they were saying, Johnny, Johnny. And we were hugging. I said, these are my kids. So.
How many kids do you have in the community, Johnny?
I have a lot of kids. And a lot of sisters and
Yeah.
a lot of brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Shirley, you're one of my sisters. You've been my sister.
Oh, I know that. You didn't even have to tell me.
Yeah, I know.
I feel the love.
Jason feels left out.
And Jason.
I'm good. I get left out of all the good sister stuff. So I was an
honorary brother.
I was an only child, so I'm used to it. So that's coming up June 14th. It's the Juneteenth pageant, and you have until May 26th. April 26th.
We are getting this all messed up.
April 26th to get signed up. Ladies, thank you both so much for being here this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you. To those just now waking up, I want to say.
Yeah, you can if you want to. If you want to give it a good morning Vietnam.
I can't.
I mean,
Good morning, Cookeville.
When you say that, they think of that movie.
Yeah.
You ready? 1, 2, 3. Good morning, Cookeville.
There we go. All right. Stick with us. Hope Vargas is up next. She is the president and CEO of the Gainesboro-Jackson County Chamber of Commerce. Coming up here in just a little bit. So hang out with us on Good Morning Cookeville live from the Willow Window Studio.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. The city of Cookeville on the verge of starting the process for the final phase of the 10th Street widening project. The city council this week will consider a $520,000 contract with Clinton Engineering to provide engineering services to widen 10th Street from Fisk Road to Washington Avenue. Meantime, Cookeville's Public Housing Authority has awarded a $5.4 million bid for the development of 20 new homes off Buffalo Valley Road. W&O Construction submitted the low bid for the so-called Redbud Village development, which is intended to serve those who are homeless or in danger of becoming homeless. Tennessee Tech's Rugby Club has earned a bid to the upcoming Collegiate Rugby National Championship Tournament in Boyd's, Maryland. It marks Tech's first ever entry to a National Rugby Championship since the club's founding in 1977. The bid came after the club's win at a recent tournament in Memphis. Tech Rugby has established a GoFundMe to help defray travel costs for the upcoming competition. That's the news from WHUB.
Good morning, Cookeville. I'm Jacob Vincent with the UCR Sports Report. The Upperman Bees baseball team won the 10th game out of their last 11 last night, beating Cumberland County 13-0 for a second straight run rule victory. Alec Wilson and rookie Allison each hit home runs, with Chris Worsing going 4 for 4 at the plate and threw a shutout on the mound. The Atlanta Hawks fell to the Orlando Magic 120-95 in the NBA play-in tournament last night. Cole Anthony led the Magic with 26 points to help the Magic secure the 7th seed in the East. The Miami Dolphins are looking to trade their star cornerback in Jalen Ramsey. The 7-time Pro Bowler has not requested a trade or a salary adjustment. The Dolphins are slim at the cornerback position and will have to try and fill Ramsey's spot if they're able to find a trade. Former Cal running back Jane Ott is transferring to Oklahoma. Ott played in 10 games last season and rushed for 385 yards at 3.3 yards per carry and 4 touchdowns for the Golden Bears. Join us tonight for high school softball, the game of the week, as Gordonsville travels to Smith County. First pitch is set for 4:30 on the main UCR Facebook page and YouTube channel. I'm Jacob Vincent, and that was the UCR Sports Report.
The UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub, brought to you by One Bank.
TRN News.
In Nashville's Germantown neighborhood, a Kroger store has closed down for renovations. The grocery chain has temporarily shut down the supermarket at Monroe and Rosa Parks Streets a couple weeks ahead of the previously released schedule. Corporate leaders are planning a 6-month-long overhaul of the store. The project is estimated to cost about $22 million. All charges are dropped against a woman accused of being involved in the death of a Rhodes College student from 2021. Lori Fry faced multiple charges, including facilitation of first-degree murder. She was arrested following the 2021 death of Andrew Rayner, who was shot and killed during a home invasion in Memphis. Rainus Holmes III pled guilty to second-degree murder in Rayner's death earlier this month. I'm Lee Mowen.
Number 1 for news from across the state.
This is the Tennessee Radio Network.
What if you got rewarded for every good decision? What if your heart had a special way of letting you know it appreciates your healthy choices?
Oh, I've got to get my family to eat more vegetables.
Amazing!
And instead of cooking with butter tonight, I think I'll saute our veggies with heart-healthy oil.
You're a genius! So really, would your food choices pay off in heart health? Did you know that when you replace bad fats with healthier fats, like those in canola or other vegetable oils, it can lower bad cholesterol levels? And that's good for your heart. Here's a winning idea. Take up the challenge for good health, because the you of the future will say,
Fantastic!
Learn more at heart.org/facethefats. Canola Info proudly supports the American Heart Association's Face the Fats campaign.
Hundreds of residents across Tennessee spoke out against a statewide measure keeping illegal immigrants out of public schools. Demonstrators held a march in Nashville Monday in opposition to the bill. The legislation would allow school districts to deny enrollment to kids who are not legal U.S. residents or charge them tuition. The measure has passed the Tennessee Senate, now under consideration in the House. Meantime, several Tennesseans busted in a human trafficking sting. The TBI, Hendersonville Police, and other law enforcement agencies ran the undercover operation. Authorities say they placed decoy ads on websites that have known links to prostitution and human trafficking in an effort to catch people looking to pay for sex with minors. A total of 9 arrests have been made. The Atlanta Braves country road trip making a stop in the Music City, visiting Nashville today for a Blue Jays versus Braves watch party at Bridgestone Arena. The team will stick around for a Nashville Predators fan appreciation night. The tour runs through July. I'm Lee Mowen, Tennessee Radio Network News.
Upper Cumberland weather.
Brought to you by the Habitat for Humanity's Habitat Restore, located at 560 South Jefferson in Cookeville.
This is your latest forecast from News Talk 107.7 and 1400, The Hub.
From the Upper Cumberland Weather Studio, I'm Anthony Taylor with your Wednesday morning forecast. Another mild day is in store for us following a chilly start this morning. Highs will climb to the mid-60s this afternoon under a sunny sky. Northwest wind around 5 miles per hour. Tonight will be clear and cool with lows in the mid-40s. Winds will be calm. Thursday will be partly sunny with highs near 70.
Good morning, Cookeville. With Jason and Sheila.
On 107.7 and 1400, The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. We're Jason and Sheila. We're here live in the Willow Window Studio. It's 7:36 now.
We're happy to have Hope Vargas with us from the Jackson County Chamber. Good morning, Hope.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for making the drive here this morning.
Wasn't too bad.
No, imagine not.
No.
The early mornings are a little better, and then when it starts, people start getting into work, and then the construction starts. That's when it gets crazy.
I completely agree. But my drive from Gainesboro, it's beautiful.
It is.
Well, that, and it always, to me, it's always sounds longer of a drive than it is to Gainesboro.
It's not. I mean,
It's not that far.
The drive is nice. I really enjoy it. Yeah.
And then once you get there, you're in beautiful downtown Gainesboro with all the great food and all the stuff going on there on the square. And how are things going with the hotel that was getting renovated? Where's that at?
It is being renovated. They're actually just kind of cleaning it out right now.
Okay.
They're taking it down to bare bones and going to be updating, of course, everything, all the plumbing, electric, bringing
a lot of work.
Everything up to
I figured it would take a lot of work to get it up to now,
exactly.
Code or whatever it is, because it hadn't been touched in quite some time.
Very long time.
Yeah.
Yes. It was thriving back in the early 1900s up to I think around 1920, and then since then there have just been a couple businesses in and out of there, but for the past I don't even know how long, probably 10-15 years, I'm not sure that there's been hardly anything. There was like a pet store in there, grooming place or something very last, but
so there's been a lot of things happening in there, and then now
Definitely.
renovating and getting it back to.
Did you all hear it's going to be called the Cordell Hotel?
No.
Uh-huh.
That's fantastic.
Like Cordell Hull?
That's right.
Wow.
Yes.
No, that's neat.
And he's also considering, I think right now he's planning on having somewhere around 20 something keys, so like rooms.
Mm-hmm.
But he is considering, he's working with the engineering team to potentially add an additional third floor.
Okay.
Just, checking to see if the building is able to support a third floor. And then financially, it has to make sense as well, of course.
That and
But
insurance and fire marshal and all the state.
that's right. He's such a cool guy, though, who just loves history. He found a friend's family farm that they were needing to sell, and he was like, well, let me have it. It's on Sugar Creek. And so he's been around for a really good time and or quite a while. And he's just looking forward to giving back to Gainesboro like so many others.
Sounds like he's going to bring a lot of new folks to Gainesboro, though, when that gets finished.
That's right.
That's going to bring a lot of tourists.
I think so, yes. For such a long time, we've really needed lodging.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to a friend last night, and we were just saying how whenever we're at the state conferences and traveling, there's so many people who know Gainesboro based on a lot of our businesses, specifically our restaurants. And so they come for the weekend, and then they turn right back around and drive, an hour and a half or sometimes even 2 hours back home because there's no lodging.
Right.
Just think of the impact it's going to make whenever we can tap into that occupancy tax by keeping them overnight.
Yes.
And then, of course, they've got to get breakfast the next morning and a cup of coffee.
Mm-hmm.
So, it just continues to increase those sales tax dollars and supports our businesses and takes a little bit of the burden off of the residents.
Well, speaking of business, I know we were talking about Bull and Thistle yesterday. How is that going? What's going to be coming in there? All of that. Can you tell us any information?
I can tell you a little bit. So first of all, Mark Stingle, who purchased the now Cordell Hotel, also purchased the Bull and Thistle. He just realized, or that property. He didn't purchase the actual business, but he purchased the building. It's like a full little, it's quite a big place, but he is going to lease it to someone wonderful. That's the plan. Can't tell you who, I don't guess. And word on
you could tell us.
Word on the street is it's going to be a steakhouse.
Ooh.
It will be very, very well done. I'm thrilled. So
all right.
This must be really good.
It's going to be really good. Really trustworthy people who have just
that love the area and have good food.
Again.
Okay.
Yes.
So is
That's
this
exciting?
Is this secret person? Is it somebody who already operates a steak place?
No.
Okay.
Not a steak place, but they might operate something else.
We might be familiar
Do
with.
they operate something else in Gainesboro, or do they operate something else in some other town?
We are really narrowing it down here now. You'll have to find out.
We're professionals at asking
gummit.
questions.
It is. I feel like this is an interrogation.
Hope. You're supposed to play along with the questions.
I'm giving you a lot of info today. But,
She's worried she's already in trouble.
I know. Please, I didn't say too much. No, I don't believe that I have.
Well, we're just all excited too, and I know you are, and you're wanting to spill the beans or spill the steak.
To, but I don't think it's my place, so
Yeah.
I'll just continue to wait and let them make the big
Well,
announcement
that's
when they're ready.
good. That's good. Way,
They
way
better
to
come
go.
on Good
Hope.
Morning Cookeville.
Yeah, we need
Yeah.
to get them on. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, so I mean, that puts another great restaurant there. There's Stolen Coin is great.
Yeah.
That's right.
And what's the little store? They're just on Channel 2.
Oh, it's Miss Sally's Market, and
Yeah.
Natasha Dean was on Channel 2. Well, she's
was.
been on Good Morning Cookeville too,
Right. No,
which was
she's
the best for her.
Fantastic. She just had this vision, and she made it happen.
And she's with Wildwood not Market, but Wildwood Resort.
That's right. John and Natasha, they completely redid Wildwood and invested so much money into making that property what it is now. Then they moved on down to Gainesboro. They actually have 4 businesses in Gainesboro. One is technically not theirs, but they're leasing the property to a sweet little hairstylist, barber. I'm not technically sure what, her title is, but they have an Airbnb also downtown Gainesboro. It's gorgeous. It has the biggest king size. It's not a king size bed. It's like a double king size bed. It's the biggest bed I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, wow.
It's super cool. You can just roll around for days.
If you fall off that bed, you got problems. Right?
Where's Hope? Well, she's up there rolling around that.
Exactly.
She's having fun.
That's right.
She loves that big bed.
You can't keep her off that thing.
How
Yeah.
do they find the big enough like comforters for that?
No idea. It's the craziest thing. It has to be like special made or something. But of course, then they have Honest John's frozen custard, which is so good. And they're getting ready to start doing like ice cream cakes, frozen custard cakes.
Oh, really?
How cool is that?
That is cool.
Next time I'll just bring one for the table.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That now
We
you're
would not be against
now you're
that.
talking.
I know, right?
Any special events coming up in Gainesboro, Jackson County here in the next little bit? I know Poke Salad Festival.
It's coming.
Right around the corner.
Yeah, Mother's Day weekend, 4-ish weeks away, I think. If you haven't gotten your mom, planned something for her, I'd say get on that. Or come to the Poke Salad Festival and get it last minute. They'll have lots of vendors and things. They're working on a carnival still. So I think they're looking for donations if anyone wants to support that. I think they're going to be having helicopter rides this time. I know that's kind of been a thing in other communities. And then what else? I mean, I'm sure they'll have lots of fun little food trucks and things, but it's just always, they're looking for poke salad to be able to make the contest.
Yeah, so they're still wanting to do the poke salad eating contest.
Yes, they are. And they actually need poke salad. I wouldn't even know what to really look
So
for.
if you do what, you just need to call them and say, hey, I've got some, or pick it and bring it, or how do you?
You got to cook it a certain way.
Oh, I know you do.
Cooking.
Yeah.
You just have to pick it.
Okay.
Oh, really? I grew up picking poke salad, girl.
Well, girl,
But it's been a long time. I don't know if I want to get in those chiggers anymore.
I know. Yeah. So if anybody has any in their backyard, bag it up and
Okay.
give them a
That's
call. 'cause they're
awesome.
needing some.
Yeah.
It's 7:45. It's Good Morning Cookeville. We're talking to Hope Vargas here. She is the president and CEO of
Head honcho.
the Gainesboro, Jackson County
The queen.
Chamber of Commerce. We'll talk to her more coming up in just a minute. It's Good Morning Cookeville. We're live here in the Willow Window Studio, brought to you by Elevate Real Estate. Be right back.
Hey, how's your money situation? Are you ready for retirement?
I wish I could retire.
Well, if you want to know what the pros are doing to make wealth multiply and retire like royalty, then you need to listen to this show, Retire the Right Way, with Aaron Wright. Get your money right and tune in every weekend, Saturdays at 9 a.m. on News Talk 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
No matter where you go, it's always nice to meet a fellow Tennessean. It's a unique connection to a special place and a certain way of life, a state of mind, if you will. So when you're looking for coverage for your home, your life, or your auto, look to a fellow Tennessean and a native Tennessee company, Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Because being a Tennessean, that's living. Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Tennessee Insurance for Tennessee Life.
You've prolonged it enough. 1 year quickly turned into 2, 2 years into 10, and now you've lost track of how long it's been since you've seen the dentist.
A trip to the dental office can be a scary thing for many people, but there is help. Hi, I'm Dr. Sandy Hayes.
And I'm Dr. Kevin Hayes. At Hayes Family Dentistry, we're changing the way people think about going to the dentist. We use the latest advancements in dental technology, including sedation dentistry, which offers hope to people who fear going to the dentist, or patients who need to have a lot of dental work done in just fewer appointments.
With one little peel, you'll ease into a state of relaxation and all of your fears will melt away, allowing us to correct years of dental problems, often in just one visit.
For more information, call us at Hayes Family Dentistry, 931-526-1614. That's 931-526-1614. Or visit hayesdentistry.com and find out how easy it is to have the smile you've always wanted.
Now, don't get suckered into the same old free phone game by Big Wireless that comes with a lot of fine print, plus. Oh, in other words, you pay more. At the end of the day, you paid for that, quote, free phone 3 times over. There is a better way. Pure Talk, my cell phone provider, a veteran-owned company, my sponsor, my wireless company, has a much better offer. A free phone with a qualifying plan for just $35 a month, and you get a brand new Samsung Galaxy A26. Just make the switch to Pure Talk for $35 a month. You get unlimited talk, unlimited text, 15 gigs of data with mobile hotspot and roaming, all on America's most dependable 5G network. Just dial pound 250, say the keyword save now, and Pure Talk's U.S. customer service team will help you make the switch in as little as 10 minutes. Again, pound 250, keyword save now. Get your free Samsung Galaxy with a qualifying plan when you switch to Pure Talk. Wireless by Americans for Americans.
Jason and Sheila. Good morning, Cookeville. 1077 and 1400, The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here. We're in the Willow Window Studio. It's 7:48 now.
Hope Vargas, who is with the Jackson County Gainesboro Chamber of Commerce. We're so excited because I always love Gainesboro. I come from Lynchburg, Tennessee, so Gainesboro reminds me of it. It's really small and quaint, and just the people are so sweet and down to earth. But I love all our little towns around because every town has a different personality.
That's right.
And Gainesboro is just a special place.
Well, thank you. I think so too.
And I mean that. It's like some people are like Gainesboro, and I'm like, y'all.
It's the prettiest Dairy Queen in the entire Upper Cumberland.
Oh my God, with the spoon.
That's right.
It's the coolest one in the Upper Cumberland right now.
I completely agree. I really do.
And the service is really good too. All the, I say kids, they're like young adults that run it. It's so cute.
It's in my top 2 now of Dairy Queens in the Upper Cumberland.
Really? What is your top one?
The one out here on Spring Street,
Okay,
the one I grew up on.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But
it's
it's moved up to number 2. The one in Gainesboro has.
Mm-hmm.
The one in Salina was at number 2 for a while.
Really?
Yeah.
I enjoyed the one in Livingston too.
Yeah, it's good too. But the Gainesboro Dairy Queen, it was good before they redid it, and now it's just cool.
Better.
Yeah.
No, I completely agree. Yeah, I mean, there are so many people who are just making investments in our town. I'm so appreciative. I really feel like the community and the people who are there are our greatest asset.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have natural assets. We're right along the river, and you have all these super cool businesses, but it's the people who brought those in.
Yeah.
And it is a sweet little community. And
great history, too.
Yeah, super cool history.
I think that's what I love about it, too. And the square is so old and beautiful and like so much character.
That's right.
And
yellow courthouse.
Yes. I mean, it's so
cool.
different.
I agree. Well, that's really what brought like Diana and Mandley and Louie, the owners of the Bull and Thistle, to town. They were driving around one day and just happened upon Gainesboro, and they were kind of coming down Hull Avenue, and they spotted this gorgeous yellow courthouse and this dilapidated building, and Diana literally said, "That's where I want to be."
I mean, they really were visionaries because there wasn't a lot.
No, there was nothing at that time.
And for them to take that
For them to see further ahead.
they had a vision of that, and then everything's come along around that.
That's right.
And so, I mean, they were the ones that had that vision.
They really built it back up.
But I will, to Hope's point, the way the community supported that,
embraced it,
and not just Gainesboro, the entire Upper Cumberland ended up for special occasions. That's where you went.
Yeah.
And so I mean that part was really cool, and then to see what blossomed out of a couple's big step, just
their
say,
dream.
Let's do this thing, and then the way that everything's come along around it has been fantastic.
I actually just wrote a 12-page capstone paper on economic development and how tourism can be a driver, but it takes a spark, right? It takes these people who have a vision and are willing to come in. And so, you have to talk about the Bull and Thistle. You have to talk about the Deans with Wildwood and Miss Sally's Market and Honest John's. And you have to talk about, Cassie Kessler and the Mark Stingles with the hotel. And you have to talk about the Gainesboro Modern Contemporary Art Museum that's coming in also.
So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, Wade and Kat Schmidt. They have fairly recently moved into the area. Wonderful, wonderful people from Texas and then Chattanooga and now here. And they actually got married on the square. They were looking for a teeny tiny little town and
I love
happened
this.
upon Gainesboro, right? Fell in love with it and then wanted to invest because they fell in love with the people.
See, there's something very special about Gainesboro.
Crazy. Yes, there totally is. But they're artists themselves. and they just want to give back to the community. They want to, give our kids opportunities that they would never have before experiencing art. And so they're building out this beautiful modern contemporary art museum, and they're going to bring in different kinds of art from all over the world.
And I love that kids that go to school there will understand kind of, I can be an artist and I can make a living doing something I love doing.
That's right. Exactly. Yes. I don't think that I had some of those experiences until college.
Right.
Yeah.
Just because there wasn't anything like that around.
That was me too, going to a small school, and then it's like a whole other world, and you're like, whoa, there's so much out there.
That's
and
right.
bringing that to a smaller town really makes a huge difference.
I think so too. Yes. It just really plays into everything else that we have going on in Gainesboro, in Jackson County.
We're talking about tourism and how important that is. Right. We know that's a huge economic driver, not just for Jackson County or Gainesboro, but for the entire Upper Cumberland. And so we know that in attracting things to come to Gainesboro, to come to Jackson County. And then not only is that one part of your job, Hope, but then the other part of your job is attracting businesses and jobs, and then helping the businesses that are already there. What's Gainesboro doing to attract all this stuff, you think? Is just getting lucky, or is there certain things y'all are doing?
It's hard work.
It is hard work. I do think some of it is luck. People just happening to come upon Gainesboro.
It's the charm of it, too.
It is. I think it's conversations. I think there's so much in life revolves around relationships and meeting people and the way that you treat people. And I think that, I've heard a lot of the investors and those who have decided to move and try and make a difference in our little town, they have decided to do it because of how the people made them feel. How Randy Hetty made them feel. And, all of these other people who have taken a chance on Gainesboro, it feels good to be a part of something, a part of a change. And I think that these people, they want to do the same. And we're incredibly grateful. And then, of course, I try and support them as much as I can. I try and be, a resource and help them solve little problems, whether it's grant opportunities or just being a connector.
You are definitely that. When you were talking about visionaries, and I'm thinking you're one of those. You get it. You get how important tourism is. I know it's your job, but just because it's somebody's job doesn't mean they get it.
Right.
She gets it, and you're great.
Or that cares, and Hope cares.
Well, you're from the area.
I am, yeah. Born and raised in Jackson County, moved away for 10 years and came back home. And with that, I think I brought a lot of growth, but, I brought a lot of love. And I want Hudson to be really proud. My son Hudson, I want him to be really proud of where he comes from. And I would love for some of our younger generation to stick around and give back to their community, because that's really what it takes. We need to grow up a workforce to support our businesses, to support, our families, and to encourage a better quality of life. I think that's what anybody wants.
Sure.
No matter, what you're actually working in, what industry. But yeah, I just think that we continue to support each other and grow our community and do what's right.
Does the enormous growth in Baxter right now, does that affect Gainesboro being so close? Because Baxter just seems like everywhere you turn now is getting something new, a new neighborhood, and that just keeps inching closer and closer to Gainesboro. That's got to be an economic driver for Gainesboro as well. So goes Baxter, so goes Gainesboro.
That's right. Growth is inevitable. It's going to happen. As the population continues to grow, people have to expand. And move a little bit further out. So it's coming our way no matter what. We have to figure out.
You can tell just driving down, driving down to Gainesboro from Baxter, you can see that it's happening. I remember being a teenager and driving back and forth to Gainesboro, and, you could, get there and back no problem. You'd stay low and do the whole bit. Y'all never played that game,
No, I'm not aware of this, but I may start it.
Well,
Hudson would love that.
So the whole thing was, if you're running to, Gainesboro, and you pass Stay Low Market, you had to stay low. even the driver. And then so you just, because it's just for a
So
second.
many accidents right there.
I don't know. I've never had an accident staying low, but you know, it's easier if you're not driving. But
Very much so.
if you are, you know, you at least got to give it a try.
Okay.
So at least that's my game.
I'm gonna do it by myself in the car on my way back home.
I think everybody should give it.
Probably just Jason's game.
No, we all did it. We all did. Here's stay low. We're like, oh. And then we get down, and then we're past it. We're past. I don't know. It's just.
He's done that with me before when we got stuff in there. I was like, oh, okay.
Okay, here we are.
It's easy for Sheila to stay low.
I'm already low. I'm
She's on-
5'3".
She's already down. Yeah. All right. Well, Hope Vargas is here. A lot of things going on in Gainesboro. Hope, thanks so much for being here from the Gainesboro Jackson County Chamber of Commerce. We just love Hope. I'm glad she was able to join us. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. It's always fun.
Coming up tomorrow, who we got, Sheila?
We've got Larry Rector and Ron Eschelbacher from Pace Setters, and then Freaky Dave will be in with us.
Oh, yeah.
Tomorrow to talk about our countywide egg hunt.
All right. That'll be fun. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye now.
This is News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub. Good morning, Cookeville. W299BY. 107.7 FM. And AM 1400 WHUB Cookeville.